human deep space observatories had been scanning the galaxy for years, sending back streams of data about distant stars, asteroids, and cosmic phenomena, but nothing had prepared them for what they detected that night. The signal came from the Xylaris sector, a region far beyond the known boundaries of human exploration, and it was unlike anything Earth had ever encountered. It was not just a simple radio wave or a burst of cosmic radiation, but a highly sophisticated signal that seemed almost alive, constantly shifting its frequency and pattern as if it could predict human attempts to decode it. Scientists were immediately intrigued, but also deeply alarmed. They could feel an underlying intelligence behind the signal, something calculating and precise, a presence that seemed to be watching humanity itself. Admiral Sarah Mullick was called into an emergency briefing at the United Nations Space Command. The room was filled with tension. Diplomats, scientists, and military leaders all speaking at once, trying to understand the implications of this discovery. The signal indicated that Earth was being observed, potentially hunted, and that the beings behind it possessed technology far beyond human capabilities. Dr. Rajiv Nair, one of the leading astrophysicists, explained that the alien trackers were using quantum frequency shifts, a method of communication and surveillance humans had only theorized about. This technology allowed them to monitor Earth in real time without being easily detected. The room fell silent as everyone realized the seriousness of the situation. Meanwhile, across the world, the news about the signal had started to leak. Though the full details were classified, rumors and fragmented reports sparked widespread concern. Humanity had faced natural disasters, wars, and pandemics. But the idea that an advanced alien intelligence was actively tracking Earth caused a unique kind of fear. People imagined enormous alien fleets hovering in the void, waiting to strike. Governments scrambled to prepare defenses, but many admitted quietly that they had no idea how to fight a threat they barely understood. The UN meeting continued, debating options. Some leaders suggested silence and camouflage, hoping to hide humanity from the alien gaze. Others, including Admiral Malik, argued that humanity could not afford to wait, that action was necessary before the aliens could make their next move. As the team analyzed the signal further, they discovered a pattern. The aliens were not just observing randomly, they were studying human behavior, predicting movements, and even attempting to anticipate how humanity would respond. It was as if the Xylaris sector operatives were treating Earth like a game, calculating probabilities with ruthless precision. Scientists were impressed by the complexity, but also deeply worried. The level of intelligence and technology required to do this far exceeded anything humanity had achieved. Yet even in the face of such a terrifying revelation, Admiral Malik and her team refused to panic. They knew that fear would not save humanity. Only careful planning, strategy, and ingenuity could do that. Dr. Nair suggested an idea that electrified the room. If the aliens were using predictable algorithms to track human activity, then perhaps humanity could turn that against them. By sending false signals, decoys, or scrambled transmissions, they might confuse the trackers, buy time, and even learn more about their technology. Admiral Malik nodded thoughtfully, realizing that while the threat was enormous, the human mind was uniquely capable of innovation under pressure. Young analysts and engineers worked tirelessly through the night, mapping the alien signal, trying to find weaknesses, any anomaly that could be exploited. The atmosphere was tense, but there was also a spark of hope. Back on Earth, ordinary people went about their lives unaware of the cosmic game unfolding above them. Satellites orbited silently, transmitting streams of data that would soon become the first human countermeasures. Humanity had always explored the stars with curiosity, but now that curiosity had taken on a new urgency. The knowledge that they were being watched, studied, and possibly targeted transformed every calculation, every mission, every decision into something far more critical. Admiral Malik stood at the command center, watching the signal pulse across the monitors, aware that this was only the beginning. The aliens from the Xylaris sector were patient, intelligent, and relentless, but humans were nothing if not resourceful. The stage was set for a confrontation not just of weapons, but of minds, tactics, and the very essence of survival. Scientists worked through simulations, attempting to replicate the alien tracking methods. Engineers prepared prototypes for stealth probes and communication scramblers, while military strategists discussed how to mobilize Earth's defenses without provoking a premature attack. Humanity was entering uncharted territory. Every discovery revealed both the terrifying power of the aliens and the unique potential of humans to respond creatively. Even in the face of a threat that seemed insurmountable, there was a quiet determination, a collective resolve that humans could adapt, innovate, and survive. The Xylaris sector signal had arrived as a warning, but it also became the spark that would ignite humanity's first step toward turning the tables. The countdown had begun, and Earth was no longer merely a passive observer in the galaxy. It was preparing to fight back. News of the alien tracking signals spread quickly, first among scientists and military officials, then leaking into the public through rumors and fragmented reports. Panic began to grow in cities across the world, people speculating about enormous alien fleets and advanced technologies far beyond human understanding. Governments scrambled to respond, convening emergency meetings and task forces to assess the threat. Many leaders admitted quietly that they had no clear plan for dealing with a threat of this scale. The UN Space Command, led by Admiral Sarah Malik, took immediate charge, coordinating with space agencies, defense forces, and scientific communities worldwide. The atmosphere was tense, but there was a growing determination to act before the aliens could make their next move. Dr. Rajiv Nair and his team of astrophysicists worked around the clock, analyzing the alien signal in every possible way. They discovered that the Xylaris sector trackers were monitoring not just Earth's position, but also human behavior, infrastructure, and even communication networks. It became clear that the aliens could anticipate human responses, making conventional defenses potentially useless. This realization forced humanity to think beyond missiles, lasers, or traditional spacecraft. The threat demanded ingenuity, strategy, and technological creativity on a level never attempted before. Military strategists convened to discuss Earth's defense, debating how to protect the planet without provoking an immediate attack. Plans were drawn to mobilize fleets, deploy reconnaissance probes, and develop stealth technology capable of evading the alien trackers. One of the key projects was the SS Vanguard, a prototype stealth ship designed to gather intelligence and test countermeasures. Engineers and pilots trained relentlessly, preparing for scenarios that could change in seconds. The sense of urgency was palpable, with every simulation and test highlighting both human ingenuity and the enormity of the alien advantage. Public fear continued to rise as media outlets speculated wildly, but Admiral Malik and her team understood that panic could be dangerous. They focused on building morale while preparing Earth's defenses. Using controlled information and updates, scientists explained the threat in measured terms, emphasizing human capability, resilience, and innovation. Across the globe, universities, research labs, and private companies contributed to analyzing the signal and developing strategies. This unprecedented collaboration showed that humanity's strength lay not just in technology, but in unity and shared purpose. Meanwhile, small teams of young analysts worked on decoding the alien algorithms, attempting to find patterns in the Xylaris sector tracking methods. They discovered that the aliens relied on predictable sequences in human-human communication and activity. If humans could exploit these patterns, they might be able to confuse the trackers, buy time, and even turn the situation to their advantage. Dr. Nair proposed the use of decoy signals, scrambled transmissions, and stealth probes to mislead the alien sensors. The idea was daring, but it ignited hope among those working day and night in the labs. Admiral Malik oversaw the strategic planning, coordinating military, scientific, and civilian teams. Commander Ethan Cross was tasked with training the first crews for reconnaissance missions, preparing them for the dangerous task of sending probes into alien-monitored space. Every calculation, every test, and every simulation became critical. The Xylaris sector trackers were patient and precise, and humanity had to act with equal patience and precision. Simultaneously, Earth's space observation satellites worked overtime, transmitting streams of data back to analysts who monitored every anomaly. Every signal spike, every unusual reading was scrutinized for potential alien interference. Humanity's greatest strength became their ability to observe, adapt, and innovate quickly. The public remained largely unaware of the full scope, but in secret, a global network of scientists, engineers, and military personnel prepared the first steps in humanity's counter-strategy. The tension between fear and determination shaped every decision. As humanity faced an opponent far superior in technology, they realized their advantage lay in unpredictability and creativity. The strategy became clear: confuse the trackers, gather intelligence, and buy time to develop the technologies necessary to protect Earth. Collaboration across nations and disciplines reached new heights, with every individual contributing to the defense effort. As night fell over the major cities, Earth's first countermeasures began to take shape. Decoy signals were tested, stealth probes were prepared for launch, and the first simulations of evasive maneuvers against alien tracking algorithms were conducted. Humanity's response was no longer reactive. It was proactive, strategic, and bold. The Xylaris sector had revealed its presence, but humans were ready to meet the challenge with courage, intelligence, and determination. This was the beginning of humanity learning to turn the tables, not through force alone, but through wit, innovation, and the relentless drive to survive. A fleet of human stealth probes was prepared for deployment, their mission clear: to trace the alien signal and gather intelligence without being detected. The probes were small but advanced, equipped with cloaking technology and AI-driven sensors capable of analyzing alien communications. Scientists and engineers, led by Dr. Rajiv Nair, worked tirelessly to ensure every system was flawless. The moment had come to test humanity's first move against the Xylaris sector trackers. As the probes entered deep space, the team monitored their every movement, tension and excitement mixing in the control room. The first readings came in from near planet Zarnath, a remote world shrouded in dark gas clouds, and the data was astonishing. The probes detected alien drones patrolling the outer reaches, their technology far surpassing anything humans had imagined. The drones moved with precision, scanning the void with quantum sensors that could detect even the smallest emissions from the stealth ships. Commander Ethan Cross observed the readings carefully, noting that the aliens seemed to anticipate movements that were supposed to be secret. It was clear that Overlord Veyrock, the alien commander, was meticulous and strategic, studying every anomaly with deadly efficiency. Human analysts noticed a pattern in the drone's patrols, something that could be exploited. The aliens relied on repetitive sequences in their scanning algorithms, predictable enough that careful observation could reveal weaknesses. Dr. Nair and his team began mapping the drone's movements, calculating the probability of detection, and identifying the safest windows for probe movement. The operation became a delicate dance, with each probe moving like a shadow through the galaxy, avoiding detection while gathering critical information. Every second mattered, as a single mistake could alert Overlord Veyrock to humanity's intentions. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Admiral Sarah Malik coordinated with scientists and military strategists, monitoring the probe's data in real time. She understood that these initial encounters were vital. The information gathered could be the difference between survival and disaster. Humans had to learn everything they could about alien technology and tactics. The team also realized that patience was essential. Rushing the probes could result in loss, but waiting too long risked missing key opportunities. The balance of timing and precision was a constant challenge. As the probes moved closer to the alien patrol zones, they encountered unexpected obstacles. Cosmic storms, gravitational anomalies, and random space debris made navigation difficult. Yet the AI systems adapted, calculating trajectories with unmatched speed. The probes also recorded strange energy readings, unlike anything humans had seen before. Pulses of energy that seemed to communicate, or perhaps signal, in ways the scientists could not yet understand. Every new discovery brought excitement and concern, as it became clear the aliens were not just observing, they were testing humanity's capabilities. Human crews analyzed the alien drones, construction through high-resolution scans, noting their sleek, reflective surfaces, adaptive shielding, and energy-based propulsion systems. It was apparent that Veyrock's forces valued speed, intelligence, and coordination over brute strength. The drones rarely acted alone. They moved in coordinated formations, scanning vast areas simultaneously. Lieutenant Mia Chen suggested using decoy signals to exploit the predictable scanning patterns. A plan began to form. If humans could manipulate the aliens' perception, they could lead them into traps, misdirect them, and gain the upper hand. The data from the probes also revealed that the alien drones were networked, constantly sharing information, which meant that a single misstep could expose multiple systems. The team devised strategies to scramble data, disrupt communication, and introduce false readings without alerting Veyrak. Every detail mattered, from the timing of transmissions to the angle of stealth probes' movements. The complexity of the operation showcased human ingenuity, as scientists, engineers, and military strategists collaborated seamlessly. By the end of the first probe mission, humans had gathered unprecedented intelligence, revealing not only the drone's capabilities, but also insights into the broader Zelaris sector operations. The discovery of predictable patterns, the energy anomalies, and the communication network provided the foundation for future counter-strategies. Admiral Malik and Commander Cross reviewed the findings, realizing that humanity had taken the first real step in turning the tables. The probe's success proved that careful observation, patience, and strategic thinking could challenge even the most advanced alien forces. Humanity now understood that victory would not come from overwhelming force, but from intelligence, adaptability, and exploiting the weaknesses revealed through careful study. The lessons learned from planet Zarnath and the alien drones set the stage for the next phase of the plan. Humanity had entered a cosmic chess game with Overlord Veyrak, and the first moves had been played with precision, courage, and ingenuity. The journey into the void had begun, and humans were learning quickly that the galaxy demanded both patience and boldness. Scientists and military leaders gathered in the command center, the tension thick as they discussed humanity's next move against the Xylaris. Sector trackers, Dr. Rajiv Nair presented the analysis from the stealth probes, highlighting the predictable patterns in the alien drone's movements. Admiral Sarah Malik listened carefully, knowing that exploiting these patterns could be humanity's first real advantage. Commander Ethan Cross outlined the operational plans, detailing how reconnaissance ships and the newly built Titan-class warship Horizon could be used to implement a bold strategy. The Horizon was humanity's largest and most advanced warship, designed not just for combat, but also to disrupt alien tracking systems using electromagnetic pulses, decoys, and quantum signal scrambling. Its presence would be a game-changer if deployed correctly. The plan was daring but necessary. The aliens had observed humanity for months, possibly years, and conventional defenses would not surprise them. To gain the upper hand, humans had to be unpredictable. Using decoy transmissions and stealth technology, the team intended to mislead the alien trackers, lure them into false paths, and study their responses in real time. Every detail had to be precise: the timing of signal broadcasts, the trajectory of stealth probes, and the deployment of decoys all had to synchronize perfectly. Engineers worked tirelessly, running simulations to ensure that the Horizon systems could handle the complex maneuvers without detection. Admiral Malik addressed the team, emphasizing both the risk and the potential. "We are entering a game where every move counts," she said, her voice calm but firm. "Our success will depend on intelligence, speed, and the ability to think several steps ahead of the enemy." The room nodded in agreement, realizing that fear would only hinder them. They had to rely on planning, ingenuity, and the collective skill of the brightest minds on Earth. Meanwhile, Commander Cross prepared the crews for the mission, running drills that simulated alien interception attempts. Pilots learned how to maneuver the Horizon and accompanying stealth vessels through the void without triggering the alien sensors. Young officers like Lieutenant Mia Chen demonstrated remarkable skill in simulations. Identifying innovative ways to exploit gaps in the alien scanning patterns, training was grueling, with every crew member aware that a single error could jeopardize the entire operation. Yet, the challenge brought a sense of purpose, camaraderie, and determination that strengthened the human team. Scientists continued to refine the decoy signals, using advanced AI to create transmissions that mimicked human activity while secretly directing the alien trackers away from actual operations. Dr. Nair explained that the aliens relied heavily on predictive algorithms, which meant they assumed certain human behaviors. If humanity could manipulate these assumptions, they could buy critical time to gather intelligence and prepare further defenses. Each decoy signal was carefully crafted to appear authentic, creating a digital maze for the Xylaris sector forces to follow. As the Horizon prepared to leave Earth orbit, the atmosphere was electric. The ship itself was a marvel of human engineering, massive yet sleek, with layers of stealth shielding, EMP generators, and advanced sensors capable of detecting the alien fleet from immense distances. Its deployment was the culmination of years of research, engineering, and planning. The command center monitored every system, ready to respond instantly if the aliens detected any anomalies. Humanity had never attempted a maneuver this complex in space, and the stakes could not have been higher. The mission required coordination across multiple teams, both in orbit and on Earth. Analysts continuously monitored alien activity, ready to advise on real-time adjustments. Engineers adjusted decoy transmissions to ensure the alien drones followed false paths. Pilots practiced evasive maneuvers to avoid detection while collecting valuable data. Every action had to be synchronized, as even the slightest misalignment could compromise the mission. The team embraced the challenge, understanding that success depended not on strength alone, but on ingenuity, precision, and adaptability. As the Horizon moved toward its deployment zone, human teams observed the alien drone's initial reactions. The decoy transmissions began to confuse the trackers, forcing them to follow phantom signals. The stealth probes darted through gaps in patrol routes, capturing high-resolution data about alien technology and formations. Human intelligence and creativity were beginning to turn the tide. For the first time, the aliens faced uncertainty, and humanity felt a surge of cautious optimism. The operation demonstrated that while the Xylaris sector trackers were advanced and relentless, human adaptability and ingenuity could challenge them. By combining stealth, decoy strategies, and the overwhelming technological capabilities of the Titan-class warship, humans were learning to fight on their terms, not the aliens. Every calculation, every maneuver, and every simulated test brought Earth closer to gaining a real advantage. The stage was set for a confrontation that would test courage, intelligence, and strategy. And humanity was finally beginning to seize the initiative. As the alien trackers moved closer to the inner solar system, human forces prepared for the first real engagement. The decoy transmissions and stealth probes had successfully confused portions of the Xylaris sector fleet, but the stakes were now higher. Admiral Sarah Malik and Commander Ethan Cross coordinated every move from the command center, aware that this operation could define humanity's survival. The goal was not full confrontation yet, but to test the alien drone's reactions, exploit weaknesses, and gain critical intelligence. Every team member knew that precision, timing, and strategy were more important than sheer firepower. Human pilots, including Lieutenant Mia Chen, maneuvered their stealth craft carefully, navigating through asteroid belts and energy anomalies to avoid detection. The Horizon and its escort ships used the data gathered from previous probe missions to predict the drone's patrol patterns. The aliens followed false trails, chasing decoy signals that led them into carefully planned zones. As the first drones arrived at Nebula Vera, they found nothing of interest, wasting energy and time while humans observed their formations and studied their responses. It was the first time humanity truly saw the enemy falter. The operation required incredible coordination, with decoys being constantly updated to react to changes in alien behavior. Analysts on Earth monitored streams of data from every stealth ship, ready to adjust transmissions, launching digital phantom ships, altering signal frequencies, and scrambling routine patterns became a daily routine. The aliens' reliance on predictive algorithms became their weakness, and humans exploited it expertly. By feeding false information, they forced the drones to reveal their patrol routes, shield strengths, and even communication links. Every observation added to the growing advantage. As human pilots engaged near Nebula Vera, small skirmishes occurred. The stealth ships used hit-and-run tactics, striking the alien drones at vulnerable points before disappearing into asteroid fields. Lieutenant Chen executed maneuvers that forced the drones into traps created by decoy signals. The drones were fast and precise, but their predictability allowed humans to control the battlefield. Engineers had equipped the ships with adaptive shields and quick response thrusters, giving humans the ability to evade even the most advanced alien sensors. Meanwhile, the command center tracked the unfolding battle with bated breath. The Horizon remained in stealth, monitoring the drones and ready to deploy electromagnetic pulses if the aliens grew too aggressive. Commander Cross coordinated with pilots, sending real-time updates and adjusting decoy signals as the situation changed. The Xylaris sector forces had never faced opponents who could predict their every move and manipulate their tracking systems. The humans' combination of intelligence, agility, and deception was starting to frustrate the aliens, forcing Overlord Veyrak to rethink his strategy. Despite the apparent victories, humans remained cautious, knowing that the alien trackers were patient and adaptable. Any mistake could expose the stealth fleet and compromise Earth's entire defensive plan. Pilots continued to execute careful, precise maneuvers, balancing aggression with stealth. Every movement was calculated, every decision weighed against potential risks. The success of this phase depended on patience and discipline, as much as skill and technology. The engagement near Nebula Vera provided more than just tactical victories. It offered humans insight into alien technology, including shield patterns, propulsion systems, and communication links. Scientists analyzed the data in real time, preparing to improve stealth ships and refine decoy strategies. Each success, however small, reinforced confidence among the teams, showing that the Xylaris sector trackers were not invincible and could be challenged. By the end of the operation, the alien drones were disoriented and divided, some chasing decoys deep into space, others attempting to regroup without a clear strategy. The Horizon and accompanying stealth ships had gathered invaluable intelligence, proving that humans could engage, evade, and manipulate the alien forces without triggering full-scale retaliation. Across the command center, analysts, pilots, and engineers celebrated quietly, knowing that this was the first step in turning the tide. Humanity had learned a critical lesson: that creativity, strategy, and teamwork could overcome technological superiority. By combining decoy transmissions, stealth maneuvers, and careful observation, humans had created opportunities where none should have existed. The engagement at Nebula Vera became a turning point, a demonstration that Earth was no longer a passive target, but a clever, and adaptive opponent. Lieutenant Chen and her fellow pilots returned safely, bringing back detailed reports and proof that patience, intelligence, and bold strategy could challenge even the most advanced alien forces. Humanity had finally begun to take control of the battle, shaping it on their own terms. The Horizon emerged from stealth like a silent shadow in the vastness of space, its massive hull gleaming faintly under distant starlight. For the first time, humanity revealed its Titan-class warship to the Xylaris sector trackers. Every system had been tested rigorously, every crew member prepared for this moment. Admiral Sarah Malik watched the monitors closely, her eyes scanning data feeds as the ship moved into position. The Horizon was not designed merely for combat. It was a weapon of strategy, equipped with electromagnetic pulse generators, advanced sensors, and adaptive shielding. Its purpose was to disable the alien tracking network temporarily and give humans a decisive advantage. As the ship activated its stealth systems, Commander Ethan Cross coordinated with the fleet of reconnaissance and stealth vessels. The Horizon released a series of decoy transmissions, mimicking fleet movements and creating false signals designed to confuse the alien drones. Overlord Veyrak's forces responded almost immediately, moving toward what they believed was the true human fleet. Only, it was a carefully crafted trap. Each decoy was positioned to reveal weaknesses in alien formations, allowing humans to study shield patterns, energy outputs, and communication links without engaging in direct combat. Scientists monitored the results in real time, adjusting signals and guiding the Horizon's movements with precision. The alien drones attempted to adjust, but the humans' plan was flexible, adaptive, and carefully calculated. The Horizon unleashed its first electromagnetic pulse, sending a wave through the surrounding space that disrupted alien sensors temporarily. Drones lost contact with one another, shields flickered, and communications became scrambled. For the first time, humanity had taken control of the battlefield, forcing the aliens into confusion and defensive maneuvers. Analysts on Earth cheered silently at the monitors, knowing that this temporary disruption could be exploited further in the coming engagements. Stealth pilots, including Lieutenant Mia Chen, took full advantage of the disruption, weaving through asteroid fields and nebulae to capture high-resolution scans of alien drones. Every maneuver provided critical intelligence, revealing adaptive shields, propulsion systems, and even weaknesses in the alien networked communication system. The Horizon remained the central hub, directing the fleet's movements, releasing decoy transmissions, and preparing for additional pulses if needed. Humanity's combination of technology, strategy, and observation had reached its first true test, and it was succeeding brilliantly. Overlord Veyrak observed the sudden disorder among his forces, frustration evident even through the limited data the humans could intercept. His drones had been designed to anticipate and counter human tactics, but they had never encountered such deliberate unpredictability. The aliens' reliance on algorithms had become a liability, and human ingenuity was exploiting it fully. Every adaptive measure the aliens attempted was countered by equally adaptive human strategy, proving that intellect and creativity could match technological superiority. Back on Earth, Admiral Malik reviewed incoming data, noting both successes and risks. The Horizon had achieved its first objectives, but the aliens were resilient, capable of repairing and recalibrating their systems. Continuous observation was required to ensure that the advantage was maintained. Scientists refined the decoy signals and prepared additional pulses to disrupt any attempts at recovery. Human teams realized that victory would not be instantaneous, but every moment of disruption was a step toward full control of the engagement. As the Horizon continued to move through space, the alien drones became increasingly disoriented, some moving blindly into traps set by decoy signals, others retreating or attempting to regroup. The humans had forced Veyrak into reactive behavior, turning the alien commander's precision and patience into a weakness. Every new piece of intelligence gathered during this phase strengthened humanity's understanding of the Zalaris sector forces, including the layout of patrol routes, shield capacities, and energy output limits. This knowledge would be invaluable for future engagements, allowing humans to predict movements and plan strikes with far greater accuracy. The crew of the Horizon worked in perfect synchrony, executing maneuvers with precision, monitoring sensors, and adjusting strategies in real time. Lieutenant Chen relayed observations from stealth pilots. Analysts refined decoy transmissions, and the command center coordinated the fleet's movements. Humanity's coordinated effort was beginning to overwhelm the alien drone's ability to anticipate. The temporary disruption created by the Horizon's EMPs and decoys was not just a tactical advantage. It was a psychological one, showing that humans could dictate the flow of battle rather than merely reacting. By the end of the operation, the Horizon and accompanying fleet had successfully forced the alien trackers into retreat, though temporarily. Overlord Veyrak's forces regrouped at a distance, their confidence shaken and movements cautious. Humanity had proven that even the advanced Zalaris sector fleet could be manipulated, observed, and disrupted. The mission's success provided both intelligence and morale, confirming that the combination of human creativity, technology, and strategic planning could challenge and potentially defeat a far superior alien force. Earth had taken a decisive step in turning the tables, and the stage was set for humanity's next bold moves in the battle for survival. With the alien fleet disoriented and divided, humanity launched the next phase of their plan, the Horizon. Accompanied by stealth ships and reconnaissance drones, coordinated precise strikes targeting vulnerable points in the Zalaris sector forces. Every maneuver was carefully calculated, relying on intelligence gathered from previous engagements, decoy signals, and observations of alien behavior. Humans no longer acted defensively. They were taking control of the battle, dictating where and how the aliens could respond. The first coordinated strikes began with stealth drones approaching from multiple directions, using asteroid fields and nebulae as cover. The drones disabled communication relays and shield generators on several alien ships, forcing them into chaos. Overlord Veyrak's fleet struggled to regroup, their carefully maintained formations disrupted by the unpredictable movements of human forces. Lieutenant Mia Chen executed daring maneuvers in her stealth craft, striking key targets before vanishing into the void. Each success demonstrated the power of strategy and intelligence over sheer technological advantage. The Horizon played a central role, its electromagnetic pulse systems deployed at critical moments, disabling large sections of the alien fleet temporarily. Human forces used these moments to gather further intelligence, destroy weakened ships, and reposition stealth vessels for additional attacks. Commander Ethan Cross coordinated with analysts on Earth, adjusting strategies in real time based on the aliens' reactions. The humans' ability to adapt faster than the aliens gave them a growing advantage, turning confusion into opportunity. The alien ships, including the Dreadclaw and Void Reaper, were particularly dangerous, equipped with heavy shields and powerful energy weapons. Yet even they fell victim to human ingenuity. Decoy signals lured them into traps where stealth ships could disable systems or force evasive maneuvers. Engineers on the Horizon constantly analyzed alien energy outputs, exploiting weaknesses to maximize the effectiveness of every strike. The battle was a test of patience, precision, and coordination, rather than raw firepower. As the fight progressed, human forces began to anticipate alien responses. Setting up ambushes and manipulating movement across large distances, the aliens' reliance on predictable algorithms became their greatest weakness, and humanity's ability to exploit it turned the tide. Analysts studied drone movement patterns, shield fluctuations, and energy reserves, allowing pilots to strike at the most vulnerable moments. Every engagement increased human confidence and morale, proving that the Xylaris sector trackers were not invincible. Meanwhile, the command center on Earth worked tirelessly, monitoring every fleet movement, adjusting decoy signals, and analyzing alien communications. Scientists and military strategists collaborated seamlessly, ensuring that each action in space was backed by intelligence and careful calculation. The cooperation between Earth-based teams and crews in space exemplified humanity's adaptability and resourcefulness, turning a desperate situation into an opportunity for decisive action. The alien fleet, now disoriented and demoralized, began to retreat in scattered formations, attempting to regroup beyond human reach. The Horizon and accompanying stealth ships pursued selectively, targeting isolated ships to maximize impact while avoiding unnecessary risks. Human forces demonstrated that patience and strategy could achieve far more than reckless aggression. Each destroyed or disabled alien vessel provided not only tactical advantage, but also valuable intelligence on alien technology, propulsion systems, and shield capacities. Across human colonies, including lunar base Artemis, celebrations quietly began as reports confirmed the aliens were retreating. People realized that humanity had not only survived the first real encounter, but had also proved that they could fight intelligently. The success of this phase reinforced global unity and determination, showing that through strategy, ingenuity, and courage, humans could challenge even the most advanced alien forces. Admiral Malik and Commander Cross reviewed the operation's results, noting both successes and lessons learned. Every detail, from decoy placement to stealth maneuvers, contributed to the larger understanding of alien tactics. Scientists prepared to improve technologies based on the collected data, while pilots studied maneuvers that had proven effective against the Dreadclaw and Void Reaper. Humanity had turned the tables, transforming vulnerability into strength, strategy into victory, and intelligence into survival. By the end of the engagement, it was clear that humanity had achieved a turning point. The alien fleet was in disarray, their confidence shaken. While humans had gained control of the battlefield, every team member felt a surge of cautious optimism, understanding that the war was far from over, but that Earth had demonstrated ingenuity, courage, and resilience. Humans were no longer passive targets. They were active players, shaping the outcome. The victory was not just tactical. It was a message to the galaxy that humanity could adapt, fight, and prevail against overwhelming odds. The alien trackers from the Xylaris sector retreated beyond human detection, disappearing into the far reaches of space. Humanity had gained the upper hand, but the victory was only the beginning of a larger struggle. Scientists and military strategists immediately began analyzing the aftermath, studying the data collected during the engagements to understand alien technology, strategies, and weaknesses. Every detail mattered, from shield patterns and energy output to communication networks and drone behavior. The knowledge gained was invaluable, offering insights that could guide future defenses and prepare Earth for whatever threats might emerge next. Admiral Sarah Malik convened a meeting with Commander Ethan Cross and the senior scientific team. Reviewing the battle's outcomes, they discussed how humanity's combination of ingenuity, technology, and strategy had turned the tide. The horizon had proven that careful planning, adaptive maneuvers, and intelligent use of resources could disrupt even the most advanced alien fleet. Humanity had learned to exploit weaknesses, manipulate enemy behavior, and strike with precision. The success boosted morale across Earth and its colonies, showing that humans could survive and thrive in a galaxy filled with dangers. Engineers and scientists worked tirelessly to improve existing ships, develop new stealth technology, and refine decoy transmission systems. The intelligence gathered from the alien drones allowed for the creation of better shielding, faster propulsion, and more sophisticated electromagnetic pulse generators. Every improvement was designed to ensure that humanity could act with both offense and defense, ready for any potential return of the Xylaris sector forces. Analysts mapped the alien fleet's behavior, attempting to predict future strategies and countermeasures. The lessons learned would shape humanity's space defense for decades to come. On Earth and human colonies, such as Lunar Base Artemis, global cooperation strengthened. Governments, space agencies, and private scientific organizations shared resources, knowledge, and technology. Humanity realized that unity was as important as technological advancement. The victory had shown that isolated efforts were insufficient in the face of a coordinated and advanced alien force. By working together, humans maximized their collective intelligence, creativity, and resilience, ensuring that Earth was not only prepared but capable of responding to future threats with greater efficiency. Despite the success, scientists cautioned that the galaxy remained vast and full of unknown dangers. Overlord Varrock's retreat was temporary, and the Xylaris sector might return with reinforcements or new strategies. Humanity had to remain vigilant, continuously monitoring the skies, updating defense systems, and training new crews for rapid response. This vigilance became part of daily operations, a constant reminder that survival required both awareness and preparedness. The alien incursion had tested humanity in unprecedented ways, proving both vulnerability and potential. Commander Cross oversaw fleet training programs, preparing pilots and crews for future missions. Stealth operations, precision maneuvers, and rapid deployment exercises became standard procedure. Every member of the fleet understood the lessons learned from the engagements. The importance of coordination, observation, and adaptability was emphasized in every drill. Humanity was no longer reacting blindly to threats. It was shaping the battlefield on its own terms. Every simulation and exercise strengthened confidence and capability, ensuring readiness for any future encounter with the Xylaris sector or other alien civilizations. Meanwhile, analysts and engineers continued to reverse engineer alien technology, seeking to understand the principles behind their propulsion systems, energy shields, and communication networks. Every discovery was a step toward building superior systems for humanity. The goal was not only survival, but dominance, ensuring that humans could protect themselves and their colonies across the solar system and beyond. The intelligence gained also fueled innovations in civilian technology, benefiting communication, energy, and space travel. Humanity's ingenuity transformed the threat into an opportunity for advancement. As calm returned temporarily, humanity celebrated cautiously, recognizing the magnitude of what had been achieved. The alien trackers had been forced to retreat, intelligence had been gathered, and Earth's defenses had proven effective. Yet the war was far from over. The victory served as both a warning and a promise. Humans were resilient, intelligent, and capable of turning even the most terrifying threat into an advantage. Admiral Malik and Commander Cross continued to plan, preparing fleets, refining technology, and training crews. Humanity had survived the first true test in the galaxy, and in doing so had proven that courage, strategy, and intelligence could overcome even the most advanced adversaries. Earth and its colonies now faced the future with determination, ready to defend against returning alien forces. With lessons learned, technology improved, and global unity strengthened, humanity had transformed from a passive target into an active player in the cosmos. The Xylaris sector trackers may return, but humans were prepared, intelligent, and relentless. ready to meet any challenge, adapt to new threats, and assert their place among the stars. The battle had ended, but humanity's vigilance, courage, and ingenuity ensured that the war for survival was only the beginning.